All right. We have a great show tonight. John Baxter Live. Your host, John Baxter. You're in for a treat, guys. I've got Troy Casey, the certified health nut, on tonight at Anti Aging Bed at Dark. I've been waiting for this for a long time. I'm a big fan of his. We're going to talk about a lot of cool stuff. We have a lot of things in common. He's a mentor of mine as well. Just a lot of good information that we're going to get tonight. And I'm going to get him on here shortly, right? There's a couple of announcements we've got. One is the Biohacking Congress. This happens in Miami, Trump International to be exact, October 22nd and 23rd. Yeah, there'll be a link below. You can get more information. That's definitely a cool place because Troy Casey's going to be the keynote speaker there. We'll go over that in a little bit. And, one of the things I wanted to talk about today was health in general, health for all of us. We talked about the simple things, oxygen, getting out, getting more sunlight, getting grounding, eating a very nutritious diet full of minerals. We're going to learn about a lot of this stuff tonight. I'm not going to steal the thunder at all. I won't be able to. Troy Casey, he is a wealth of knowledge. And some of the things that we'll talk about today is some of his history. He was a Versace model 30 years ago. Some of the things he's done since, he's just a really good guy. First Amendment guy, freedom of speech, and he's been getting out a lot of disinformation about health, and that's why I respect him. He's a mentor to a lot of people, but some of the information he gives out really could give you some cognitive dissonance out there if you aren't familiar with some of these topics. We're going to break some of those topics down today so that you can get more informed, some better knowledge, and learn more about Troy Casey. And I'm going to rep his book, and we can bring it up later. But I've had this book for 2 years. This is a bestseller, Ripped at 50. We can talk about it during the show. But yeah, that guy is ripped at 50, guys. There's not many guys in their 50s ripped, and he walks the walk, talks the talk. So I'm going to get Troy on right now. You're in for a real treat, guys. Troy Casey, how are you, brother?
I'm super stoked, John.
I
Thanks
got
so
your
much
sound
for having
on.
me.
I
What's
think
that?
we need the sound. Can't hear you. Getting that set up here.
Can you hear me now?
Let's see here.
Can you hear me now?
Got some mics going on. We'll get it figured out, guys. I think Troy Casey's coming to us live from Arizona. And yeah, he's got those cool glasses on. We'll get this thing going here. He's definitely got the biohacking glasses on.
Okay.
So
I'm going to have to log on and log back off, right?
here we go. Let me see here. Let's see what's going on with the mic. He jumped off. So a little bit of technical difficulties. He is just through a move, so he's on his cell phone. So it is what it is. We can't hear him right now. He's going to try to jump back on here. And some of the topics that we can talk about today, along with that, are in society, right? One of the first topics. Here we go. He's back on.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? They tested my sound. My sound works.
Yeah, the voice is off, Troy.
Okay, I'll log on one more time. Hold on.
Hang with us here, guys. It's going to be worth it. Troy Casey has so many skills that he's, garnered over the years. Reading his book, if you look at the book, it's very much he's in harmony with a lot of things. And one of the things I loved about it was the 333 at the above the pineal gland. Here he is. He's back on. Oh no, he's not. I think we've got a situation with the sound. Hello, 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 hello. So, okay, looks like some people are getting the sound. So, I'm not sure what the story is here. Well, folks, let's see. He jumped back on again.
Can you hear me?
Hey, Troy.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I've tried every trick in the book. Can you hear me?
I don't know if I can hear you, Troy.
I can hear you, baby.
Volume's up. So, let's try this. All right. Well, edit mic settings.
Okay.
All right. I'm not sure.
Okay.
We're having a lot of technical difficulties here. The sound is off on some. Let me call Troy on my phone here.
Hold on. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I'm sorry, the person you were trying.
Give me that phone.
All right. Let's see if we can get this.
Can you hear me now?
All right. So, let's see, this technical difficulty. I'm not sure. I'm going to try to give him a call to see if I can get him live on FaceTime. Okay.
Microphone check 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's try this.
Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Microphone check.
Hello,
1,
hello?
2.
Okay, some people can hear us both. So I can't hear, unfortunately, what he's saying on my side. So I'm not sure. I'm going to try to do something else. I'm just going to bring it back.
Check, check, check. Microphone check. I'm going to try and boot it up on my other phone.
Hey, Troy.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
You can hear me now? You got good sound?
Sorry about that. I
got
just
good-
went off all the mic studio stuff. I'm just straight. So sorry about that.
Can you
Looks
hear
like
me
we
now,
have-
though? I'm trying my other phone, too.
Perfect. Troy, can you hear me? All right.
Can you hear me on either phone? Either phone.
Hello, hello,
Yeah, can you hear me on this phone?
hello. There we go.
You got it,
We
bro?
just had it though, so
Okay.
right there. I mean, we had it with this phone.
Are we good? This is the only phone I got on.
All right.
This is the only phone I got on. Can you hear me now?
So,
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? That's why Zoom is usually better.
So let me see here. We had it 1 second there.
Well, I can try it again. Come on, come on, come on.
to be lowered, and you can't have news organizations that are out there.
Well,
Check microphone. Check.
hey, Troy.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay, Troy, I'm just gonna let you talk. Troy, I got 5 questions for you. So I can't hear you, but people in the audience can hear you. So I'm gonna ask you 5 questions. And one of the things we talked about a lot is testosterone and how our society is being indoctrinated in a sense with men being less masculine with less testosterone. It's a big thing, and I think you talk about it the best. And I think a lot of the men on the PPN network want to hear this stuff, and I think a lot of the women want to know about this stuff as well because they're dealing with it. We're all dealing with it. Can you talk about that and cover some of that topic, please?
That are out there that are spewing hatred, and people, the defamation law, it's illegal in this. To slander or defame someone. And
Jeez. All right. Hey, Troy. Oh, no one can hear anything.
Oh shit! It was my fucking thing. I think my microphone was muted the whole time.
Can you
Oh
guys
my
hear?
God, that's crazy.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Can you hear me, John? John, can you hear me? I played with the microphone too much, but
Troy, is your mic muted? Troy, no one can hear you. Troy, your mic appears to be muted.
yeah, I know. What does that say? No daddy. NoDaddy.com can hear you. So, can you hear me now? I think they can hear me now. Okay, you can hear me now? All right, let's start over.
I can hear you.
Let's start over.
All right, yeah. You can bring the energy. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so why don't you preface that question again, and I'll get into it. I was just getting warmed up.
Can you take your headphones out?
You want me to take my headphones out? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? John, why don't you ask?
Hey, Troy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
My microphone is on. My microphone is on. Okay. My microphone is on. I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you, John. I can hear you. What is that? No, my headphone is right here. It's not plugged in.
Oh no. I don't know what to say. This is a crazy call tonight. Crazy show.
Can anybody hear me now?
The voice goes in and out. So
I guess I wasn't.
Maybe I call you on my cell phone.
I guess I wasn't meant to be on TV today. I don't know. I'm feeling a little rusty. But I was getting warmed up. Look, I love talking about hormones, but you can't isolate any hormones. And that's FaceTime me. Okay. I got my phone right here. Yep, that's it.
All right. Well, wow. Unfortunately, let's see here. Edit mic settings. There we go. Let's try this again. Hey, Troy. Well, I'm not sure. I'm going to put you back on. Let's see if it works. Troy, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Okay. So I'm not sure what to do. I mean, I'm sure you gave valuable information. I know you did. What are you up to right now, Troy? You're up to a lot of stuff. Some people can hear you, some people can't. I'm not sure. I'm getting all types of texts and messages. But what are you up to now? I know you just moved to Phoenix. What's going on?
I just moved to Scottsdale. My son is playing hockey, and he's got a dream to go pro, and so I'm supporting him on that journey. And so we just moved here, and I'm excited because I joined the gym. I've been out of the city for 2 years and 2 months in Sedona, Arizona, and I'm excited to meet all sorts of new people. A lot of people seem health-minded here. they're into a little bit of more edgy biohacking with the hormone replacement therapy, but we're going to get them on the endogenous biohacking, which would be me. And we're going to talk about this at the Biohacking Congress in a couple of weeks. But I'm a nature-based guy, and you asked me how to boost testosterone before, and I told you to get more sleep and manage your hormones because the insulin, adrenaline, cortisol, primary hormonal pathways affect your androgens, which are your sex hormones. And the sex hormones don't like to come out and play if the stress hormones are elevated. And most people are dealing with elevated chronic cortisol, and it's breaking the body down. An overweight body is a stressed body. And so what we're seeing in the world today is people are overwhelmed, right? You've got financial, you've got digital stress, you've got electromagnetic radiation and pollution, you've got chemical stress, thermal stress, nutritional stress. There's and stress summates in the body. So if you want that strong testosterone, then get your sleep and manage your hormones because the insulin, adrenaline, cortisol, primary hormonal pathways. Yeah, John, you're going to have to turn that off, though. Which are your sex hormones. And the sex hormones don't like to come out and play if the stress hormones are elevated. And most people are dealing with elevated chronic cortisol, and it's breaking the body down. An overweight body is a stressed body. And so what we're seeing in the world today is people are overwhelmed, right? You've got financial, you've got digital stress, you've got electromagnetic radiation and pollution, you've got chemical stress, thermal stress. Hear that, John. Turn that off. We can hear it. Stress summates in the body. If you want that strong testosterone, then get your sleep and manage your hormones because the insulin, adrenaline, cortisol, primary hormonal pathways. Yeah, John, you're going to have to turn that off, though, which are your sex hormones. And the sex hormones don't like to come out and play.
All right.
If the stress hormones.
So Troy, I heard a little bit of that. Great. I had a guy bring in, I can't even mute, but what is one of the biggest things that you see that people need today? You know, we talked about that knowledge of the testosterone and how it's what you can do to boost your performance in life, in your sex life, everywhere else. What is one of the biggest problems you see with people today? I know you help a lot of people. You're a mentor, coach. What are you seeing?
Well, I'm seeing that people are more sedentary. Their tissues are inflamed. Their gut is inflamed. They don't have proper mineralization in the body, so they have premature aging. They're drinking too much caffeine, which also adds to stress and your testosterone levels. So balancing and managing all that stuff. Remember, I'm not going to talk about anything necessarily good or bad per se. I have a Taoist philosophy, yin and yang, fire and ice. You keep those balanced. All the ancient sages have said, walk the middle path, and or all knowledge is knowledge of self. So if I say something, it rings a bell, then test it and see how it works for you. But I think people are suffering from poor sleep. I think people are suffering from being toxically poisoned by the environment, and they don't have a way to chelate that out of the body, to bind and chelate that out of the body. And why do I say this? I talk in generalizations because 70% of the American people are obese or overweight. And there's all sorts of issues with just being 15 pounds overweight. Look it up on Google, right? And most people are at bare minimum like 40 pounds overweight. And obesity, I think, is at about 40%. And just people being overweight and combined is 70%. And that's unhealthy. And it's a burden on your family. It's a burden on your joints. It's a burden on your immune system. And so lower the stress levels, get some sleep, and eat only organic food that works for you and your particular type. For example, I'm a meat eater. I don't like to eat white chicken breast. It doesn't break down in my body. I'm fine-tuned enough to understand that. People want to know my secret diet, my secret workout. I have a holistic lifestyle. You can't cherry pick any of it. And I help people get into their own style of lifestyle. We gut their house of all these phthalates and dioxins and other cleaning agents. And we get any kind of iconography that could be bringing you down emotionally. And we get that out of your house. And then we use tools that, of course, John, you offer on your website, and everything else that we can get from nature, like sunlight, the source of all life on Earth. And so, all right, I'm rambling. Ask me another question. He's going to wait till the time delay kicks in. Well, I'm glad everybody else can hear me. Technical difficulties in the modern world. You know, we created computers so that we wouldn't have to chop down so many trees, but then everybody became a publisher and got a printer and fucking chopping down trees anyways. Right? We're so advanced. And don't get me wrong, man. I love living in society.
All right. So this is a personal question. I done Tai Chi for over 25 years, martial artist most of my life. I love what you're doing with Qigong movement, and movement is medicine. Can you talk about that? Because a lot of people have no idea about any of this, either breath work, Qigong. Can you break that down for the viewers?
Yeah, Qi means energy and Gong means practice. I like to kind of demystify it. And I've seen a documentary or two, and I've witnessed lots of Asians getting off tour buses and start doing, rudimentary, harmonizing their breath with their movements. And then I learned a couple of movements from my mentor, and then I watched a couple other senseis on YouTube over the years. I see a good move and I practice it. I became friends with
Can you
Chrome.
forward it? Because that was old. That's old.
And John,
Old
just so you know, your mic is lit up, so when you're talking, everybody can hear it. So when it comes to qigong, qi means energy.
All right. Next question. Can you hear me? I'm having so much I'm having so much difficulty over here.
Go ahead, buddy. It works. We'll figure it out. We'll get the medicine to the people no matter what, by hell or high water. We're good, dude. Next question. We're gonna do smoke signals.
All right, Troy. I was going to ask you. That was some great information there. Thank you for sharing that. Couldn't really hear all of it, but
blood flow,
what I would say is, what are some of the best biohacks that you see?
Okay, good. So the purpose of exercise is to move the lymphatic fluids. A stagnant body of water turns into a cesspool. And so if you're not moving your body, the potential for stagnation and or cancer ultimately, because cancer is just God's garbage can in my humble opinion. And so the human body biocomputer is super intelligent. And so if you get a problem, the body will go like, oh, you eat some frankenfood or whatever, and it puts a lipid structure around that and stores it. That's why everybody's fat, right? Because they're eating fake food or non-foods, and the body's super intelligent and goes, what the fuck is that you guys are trying to feed me? And then the body, stores that toxicity in its own genius way. And so recognizing that movement is medicine, stagnant body of water turns into a cesspool, and you can get problems from that. So to relieve, inflammation, the Qigong is excellent for that. And I dumb it down. Qi means energy, Gong means practice. Circulation is everything in Chinese medicine. And so get your blood flow on. If you need to do some slapping or some gentler moves or just rubbing your organs, like that's good. That's good too. And so the best thing for biohacking is go back to the ancients. What did they teach us? Use the herbal medicine. Use the walking as the best exercise. It's the way we're designed to move through time and space. We had to run chores, and just up until a couple hundred years ago, we had to go fetch water, stuff like that. And so the body is meant to move. And so you want to biohack, get back to the basics, man. Hydration, nutrition, sleep, nature, relationships. Men, I would say women do as well, but all human beings need a true north, a legacy, a purpose, a dream. The reason there's an addendum to women because women are the natural nurturers and the forwarders of the species, right? Men and women, but women carry the life and they can make the life. And the children need nourishment and nurturing until their adult capabilities, until they are an adult. Hopefully they go through a rites of passage, which we don't have in our society these days. That's why society's so fucked up, because everybody's just been babyified, right? And so pacified, snowflake-eyed, whatever. And so when you've trained your adults, then you can cut them loose, and that is the mother's job, as the nurturer, right? And so mom doesn't need as much as a true north, purpose, or dream as a man does, because nothing is more important than the children, right? And nothing is more important than the job of a mother to safeguard the children, right? And then the dad, of course, dad does all his safeguarding stuff, right, to protect the family. And so there is. But men in general need a legacy. They need a true north. They need to do it, whether it's for the family or for the genealogy. And we're all primal animals, so we're living for the genealogy anyway, right? I've heard all sorts of people try and say, oh, no, we're much more spiritual beings than that. And I'm like, I've seen a bunch of bombs getting dropped on anybody that's got natural resources or disagrees with the bankers and the corporation cartels. And so, stand and be counted. For sure. But movement is medicine, and biohacking can be done naturally. Ice and breath work. So you ask about the Qigong, so you can harmonize your breath with the movement. Open up the diaphragm, right? The breath work and the ice are the best things to increase mitochondrial function, mitochondrial density. You want to get into weightlifting? Yes, of course. You want to get into massage therapy, especially if you're an old crony like me. 56 years old, I get massage a couple times a week, hopefully, and flush out the fascia. The fascia is the new gut microbiome discovery. Like, remember the gut microbiome came online about 10 years ago? It's like, wow, the gut microbiome, we didn't even know this existed. And so it's all over the body, and it's connected. And so is the fascia, right? There are no isolated systems. That's what this show should be called tonight. There are no isolated systems. So whether we're talking about testosterone, or we're talking about biohacking, don't mess with your sleep. You want to be a good biohacker? Get to sleep and get in the good biorhythms. 10 to 6 is good. It's a good understanding, but you may have to adjust it for your personal lifestyle. Done. Flush out the fascia. The fascia is the gut microbiome discovery. Like, remember the gut microbiome came online about 2 years ago? I was like, wow, the microbiome. So it's all over the body, and it's connected. And so is the fascia. Right? There are no isolated systems. I usually don't eat night anyways. There are no isolated systems. Whether we're talking about testosterone, it's okay. Biohacking. Don't mess with your sleep. You want to be a good biohacker? Get in the good biorhythm. 10 to 6. One thing that is I can talk forever.
Well, thank you, Troy. That's great. That's some a wealth of knowledge right there. You talked about ice bath and breath work. Could you break that down a little bit for our listeners? I know they may be not informed about either one of those things.
Yeah. So, look, I went to Dave Asprey's biohacking conference a couple years ago in Beverly Hills, and
I'm muted.
I saw that I saw a lot of the lectures, but I saw the last lecture, like one of the last lectures to really bring it home. And what they said was breath and ice are the top ways to increase mitochondrial function. And look, we didn't have hot water and plumbing 200 years ago. So we were bathing in whatever waters there were. I've gotten used to going into cold water to a certain degree. I'm still chicken like everybody else. But I know the medicine and the benefits that I get from it. So I do it. I do it as often as I can. And so I know 3 minutes in there, it's going to exercise all my 75 trillion cells. So if I got the little mitochondria in there doing bench press and squats, pumping it up because it's in the ice just for 3 minutes, whoa, that's some good medicine. And if I couple it with the breath work, because Wim Hof's got all the research on that, if I couple it with the breath work, then that also increases mitochondrial function, and it improves capillary function, and it opens up the capillaries. So it's like fire and ice. And the capillaries are muscles, and they have to work harder in the ice. So they're getting a workout. So back to Qigong and Chinese medicine and yoga, right? These guys figured this stuff out. And so that's why it was in their technology. So what are you doing? You're increasing blood flow, chi flow, which is energy that's all around us, right? Tesla would talk about this. And then you're bringing in the oxygen, which is the first form of nutrition, right? And so that's increasing mitochondrial function. Your body's getting flooded with oxygen. Your body's getting flooded with circulation, and then you feel better. When you feel better, you're more apt to do things that are also going to make you feel better, right? The holistic lifestyle becomes addicting. And that's what you want. You want to feel better. Just keep moving in the direction of feeling better. And so with breath work, and breath work can be as simple as doing Qigong, or it can be as dramatic as doing breath of fire. So I'll take a cold shower most mornings and then use that cold to get out and pump my nose, right? Pump my diaphragm and my belly and pump my nose and do, 100 breath of fire. I don't make breath work a thing. I do it anywhere, anytime, any place, except for when I'm driving.
It's delayed.
You could risk getting into an accident.
Let's see if he.
And then you could do some breath holds, right? So inhale. Feel what it feels like to have that oxygen in your cavity, and then you could pressurize it a little bit, get it up into your head, and just play with yourself a little bit. I've made plenty of videos on breath work, and I have an online course if you want to learn step by step. And not all of it is very powerful yoga stuff. Some of it's very gentle qigong as well, slower breathing. So definitely check that out. But the bottom line is those two things they're free, basically free, depending on how much your ice bath costs, or if you get into glacier water, which is the coldest. And so, and most things should be free. Food costs money to bring to market, so do not always invest in yourself. I work with an organic superfood company that does herbs. I've been juicing and using herbs for 33 years. So I highly recommend that to my clients and anybody who follows me online. Get organic food from our farms delivered straight to your door. It's shelf stable, it's dried, has all the enzymes intact. Like really, that's where you want to spend all your money, is on your food right now, because food is medicine. Walking's free. Get a bicycle. You get a big smile on your face when you have a bicycle, or electric bicycle like I have, or mountain bike, or whatever gets you out there moving in the wind. And just keep it simple. Plus, you want to be out in nature. You definitely want to ground as much as possible. Whether you get John's anti-aging bed and you sleep on it for at least 8 hours, or like me, I live in the desert and I have stone floors, or I get out into nature as much as possible. Went for a hike today, took my shoes off. And of course, all the other weirdo city hikers are looking at me like I'm a weirdo. But get your feet barefoot in the earth. Okay, John, I'm done.
All right, turn it off. Turn it off. Hey, Troy, I got another question for you here. So can you go over your book?
Yeah.
Ripped at 50.
I got it. Ripped at 50. Where's my book? Ripped at 50 is a journey to self-love. Look, somebody left me a 1-star review on Amazon. I got like 155 stars, but somebody left me a 1-star, and he goes, "Nothing's new under the sun." Or no, he didn't say that. That's what I always say. Here's my book. He says to me, what did he say? Oh, there's nothing new. Well, hey, I hope there's nothing new. If you go to a martial artist, what are they going to say? Punch, block, kick. You go to a jiu-jitsu artist, like arm bar, rear naked choke, right? These are the things that you want to advance towards. But like golf, hit the ball in the hole. That's very simple. That don't make it easy, right? So I have the 9 pillars of health: legacy, nature, relationships, hydration, nutrition, sleep, movement. You have to pay attention to these and manage them as a baseline, or what physics calls first principles. So you can't get away from nature, the sunlight, the grounding. This is so important. You can't just live your life unless you want inflammation and disease on the back end, some dementia, and a bunch of other stuff. You see what's popular in statistically right now, right? People are sick. So if you want that, then don't pay attention to the basics. But if you want to biohack your life, like in martial arts, it's all replication of basics. Punch, block, kick. You do that 50 million times, you're Bruce Lee, okay? So, but the bottom line is you got to have a pure source of water. Got to have a pure source of food. You got to move your body every day. You need sleep. You can't get. What is one of the torture things I heard about they were using in Iraq? These Iraqi guys, and he said, "Oh, we're going to waterboard or something." He goes, "Waterboard? We don't do that. We just put these guys in a room and turn on 10,000 rabbits getting murdered and screaming at the highest volume they can. And after a day or two, these guys will suck their dick and lick their fucking. Sorry about that, John. These guys will crush. They'll tell them anything that they want to know, right? Sleep deprivation. So my advice is don't deprive yourself of sleep. And excuse my French out there, if anybody has virgin ears, I sometimes swear like a truck driver. I'm working on that. I've been working on that for quite a few years, and that's my spiritual threshold. So now you know a little bit more about me. Working on my language to ease and grace, peace and harmony. That's my spiritual edge right there. And so, but I like to joke with the fellas because I like hanging out with people that can get a good joke. So forgive me on the language. But it's constitutionally protected language, by the way. I'll have you know that. I just know that some people have virgin ears, and there are things called snowflakes out there these days. So God bless everybody.
You're gonna get kicked off this.
Yeah, Troy. So I got another question. With this, your shirt.
I am blessed.
What that shirt means and why you're wearing it. Let me cover something really fast here. I feel connected to you because of this book. I've been watching you for a long time, many years. I met you in Santa Monica on the beach. We have a path in nutrition, health, healing, Tai Chi, Qigong. I feel very connected with the information that you've been bringing people. That's why I'm here. I got you on because I feel as a listener, viewer, fan, I feel very connected to you. And that shirt, I feel like, it makes me even more connected to you. Can you cover some of the meaning behind this shirt?
So, well, one of my friends, one of the psycho chickens that follows Certified Health Nut online, I saw him in Sedona, and these are really well-made shirts. They're thick, and one said, "I am divine," and the other one said, "I am blessed." And it has the 333 here, and it has the infinite possibilities over here. And so, So I found that as a gift. I wish I remember this brother's name. I think his name was Thomas or something. And I think he lives in the Phoenix area. So I expect to see him soon again. So 333 is my number. It's the Trinity. What is that? You, God, and the Holy Spirit, or something like that. The Jesus Christ number it is to me. I put it in my book. I also have it on the front cover all the way up there. Bam. 333 right above my head. And then I explain it in the book, but ultimately it is the divinity code for me. That's my understanding, my visceral, intuitive understanding. It is the divinity code. And so 333, I've always been a 3 number. Purple's my favorite color. Three's my favorite number. It's just been that way since day one. I don't know why. And then I started to wake up and I have an understanding of why. And so I say the second coming of Christ is when we all raise our vibrations to the love and forgiveness that story told, or that Christ consciousness exists. You know, we talked a little bit about my spiritual life. I went through a divorce in the last 5 years, and I've had some challenges emotionally. And I go to bed at night. My ex-wife accused me of not being connected to God or something, and she pulled the Christian move on me. I was like, "Come on, I'm your husband. You know, we've been married for a long time, and now I don't have God in my life, and that's what's wrong with me." So I said. So I said, all right, I'm going to find God, right? So I went through my divorce, and I would lay in bed at night, and I don't know. Nobody taught me, right? So what do? I said, open my heart, and the light of Christ come inside of me. And it did, and it helped me fall asleep because I had anxiety and didn't want to lose my family and stuff like that. And so I'm like the commando style of spirituality. I'm the commando style of health and wellness. You know, I'm just here to get it done. And it doesn't always look pretty, but you know, it's like some of my breath work. It's too aggressive for some people, and I get that. So I do the qigong breath work, and then I get all my friends on Facebook. They love that. I got a little bit of an older following on Facebook, and I got plenty of people moving. I got somebody in '94 that was moving. Plenty of people in their 70s. People with back pain, couch injuries, didn't want to start moving. They start doing the qigong with me, and so then they're blessed. So I'm here just to remind you that all you guys are blessed, right? I am blessed, and you could just say that yourself, right? You could read my shirt, and then you're going to tell yourself that story. I also talk about mental health in my book, and we talk about reprogramming the mind with, you know, hypnosis, incantation, prayer, anything to affect the crystalline structures, the water structures of the bone and the body and the mind, right? And so these are crystalline structures. And so matter affects, sound affects matter. You can actually create with just ideas, right? Steve Jobs put these phones together, and now everybody's using them. And so Wright brothers wanted to fly like an eagle. And so I am blessed. You are blessed. Let's all rise to that. The second coming of Christ is when we all come to that realization. And so I don't know, maybe the 333 will help you. I get it, man. I see that, and I'm like, whoa, hey, presence of God. I lived in Sedona for the last 2 years, and it was a glorious, most glorious thing because, you know, everywhere you were, it was just like God's magnificent everywhere. And I was just like, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. It was a reminder of like, be grateful every single moment that you're alive. And when you're in Sedona, that stuff's just up in your grill, and you're like,
So
wow.
Troy here. Let's talk about um, your legacy. What is your legacy in regards to, you have it in your book as the building your legacy, of course. And can you touch base on some of that? And it might be a little bit of an intimate, personal question, and I know it's not too difficult for you to answer. But what is your legacy? Present moment. I know it never changes, but from the perspective of the present moment, from the time you wrote the book to now, what is it?
So that's a very good question, and I think, you know, all of us should be fine tuning. We should get a rudimentary, very clear idea of the direction we want to go in. But it does shift, and there's certain things like 2 weeks ago, my legacy was to move my ass down from Sedona to Scottsdale. So I did that. So that was a small goal or legacy or dream or purpose I was divinely guided to at the time. But my ultimate legacy, and it took me years to map that out too. I put that in the book on the first page. Let's read it. It's Reading Hour with Troy Casey. The mission statement. So my mission is to raise human consciousness and change all systems. So what kind of systems we got running over here? Well, we got some farming systems, we got some banking systems, we got some medical systems, we got some
We're delayed.
so we got some education, right? There's these things are up for change, and let me just be grateful for all these systems that are supporting me currently right now. But let's optimize. We need new energy. I do believe that free energy will set us free and bring in the next evolution. Because right now we're getting energy by dropping bombs on other people that have these coveted natural resources. What we did to Africa in the 70s, 80s, and are still doing it. I mean, this is a travesty, right? Not everybody can live in this neighborhood in Scottsdale that I live in. But I believe in the future that we can. We can make technology be our whipping boy instead of the other way around, which is the way they want to get you. They want to suck you all in all through dopamine and virtual reality and augmented reality and inject you with things and boob jobs and silicone lips and change the genders of people. That's crazy. We don't need that. There's a lot of perfection in the systems that have been designed by divinity, right? So let's get back and align with those. So my overall kind of working goal is peace and harmony in my life, right? Creating more peace and harmony. What does that look like? You know, I got to create more peace inside of myself so I can see that out in the world. So peace and harmony is a big prime directive, but my mission is what I just told you. And my vision, this is the one love right here, baby. You ready? My vision is clean air, water, soil, and equitable systems for all mankind in my lifetime. And so I plan on creating that. Steve Jobs did his thing. Wright brothers did their thing. Ain't nothing in my way.
This is as good as it gets.
Yep, I think he was cut off.
We can still hear you guys.
That,
And we can hear my recording in the background too.
You seen the live chat?
no, there's too many things going on.
Hey, next time let's do Zoom. How about that?
My vision is clean air, water, soil, and equitable systems for all men.
Is he not talking? Okay. Hey Troy, I got one last question. We only got 5 minutes left here. It's been an amazing interview in the sense that this information is here. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to get on again soon. I feel here, and we'll test the system. We'll make sure it's running and perfect. But one of the things is our First Amendment rights and censorship and the disinformation in the health, in basically disinformation in healthcare. Let us know. We all know that First Amendment's important, but I've heard some of your speeches, some of the rallies that you've led, and in this movement of health, truth, health, freedom, right? Could you cover how important it is for all of us citizens to, the importance of the First Amendment?
Great question.
Okay.
So here it is, guys. This is it. This is humanity's last stand, in my humble opinion. I think you've seen, plenty of problems with people that took the experimental poison that they were administering these last couple of years. And we're only just starting to see it. So, look, I do a lot of men's work as well. And I have a new book coming out called Brave New Man. Once you take care of yourself and you biohack yourself to a certain degree, you are going to have to turn on other people. You are going to have to, because if they continue spending the money on the corporations that are decimating the natural resources and the commons on planet Earth, there's not going to be any farmland to grow your organic food on. There's not going to be availability to source your water. So it's time to stand and be counted. As a man, as a woman, find a good man that is willing to stand and be counted, willing to speak up. Men and women speak up. You have to speak up for the children. They are working on confusing with psychological propaganda, very deep stuff with all this critical race theory. And not that we can't do better with our interrelationships. We can always do better. But this whole idea of racism and transhumanism and transgender and multiple genders and biology doesn't exist in less than a decade, mind you. This is propaganda. This is Nazi Germany in the 30s when they started ushering in certain levels of policy and marching orders and ideas. So it's stand and be counted. There is only one law on the books: do no harm. The yin yang is to that is take no shit, right? Do no harm, take no shit. And so if somebody is shitting in the waterways or raping, you have a family barbecue and somebody's raping your daughter in the basement, right? You want to fucking stand, excuse my French. You want to stand up as a human being and say no, right? You want to be able to save the children. You want to be able to go, no, that's where I get my drinking water from. No, that's where I get my food from. Hey, we're breathing the air with all these pesticides that are known carcinogens, insecticides, neo-insecticides, killing the bees and stuff. Voting with your dollars is number one, but once you've figured it out for you and you've hacked yourself enough, it's time to share that, right? Paint the town red, throw gasoline on the fire of consciousness, right? This is the time to raise human consciousness. People want to be strong. I'm 57 at the end of this year. And so you want that testosterone. Everybody wants this stuff. Yeah, you can achieve it. You're going to need a little bit of money, some leisure time, which usually means money in this world. But look what's happening with the economy. If you don't stand and be counted and change this world with me, by yourself, I don't care. You're going to get usurped just by the economy and the real estate market and this crash and that inflation and all that stuff. So it is time to speak. And if you're embarrassed to do it online because you don't want to be censored and kicked off because maybe you make your money there like I do, go to the street corner. I got a bullhorn. We still have the First Amendment, and I live in a Second Amendment state. You can carry here. I can go out there with my bullhorn and my AR-15, I think. We got to check the laws. We got to check the local laws. But the bottom line is I can go out there and express myself. Let's do it while we still have that opportunity, right? This shenanigans we've got going on with this Joe Biden, I don't know what theater, right? It's bad theater. It's a Shakespearean tragedy. It's hilarious. But I don't know who.
Thank you so much, Troy. I don't want to cut you off. I had a hard time hearing, but I know this was good. I heard this really good just information that we got out there. That was the purpose of tonight. I'm going to have to get you on again soon. We're right at the hour, and before the tape stops, I wanted to thank you for joining the show, and look forward to seeing you at the Biohacking Congress in Miami at Trump International. It's going to be amazing. You're the keynote speaker, and look forward to hanging with you, doing some Tai Chi, and
boosting testosterone.
Overall,
I'm
give you a hug, brother. Good job, everything that you're doing, and we'll go out and have a good time and see what it's all about. God bless you, brother, and we'll talk again soon. Thank you so much, Troy.
Okay. God bless.
And thank you guys for joining John Baxter Live. some of this will be recorded and edited, but I'd like to say thank you all for joining the show tonight. And until next time, see me on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. at the Patriot Party News, and Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So thank you guys, and have an awesome night.